trip, he would manage to arrive at the hotel they were planning to stay at just before they arrived so he could surprise them. My mom recounted that during the times he visited, she used to collect toads and lizards and dead baby birds to entertain him with while he was eating breakfast. She made him watch as she climbed trees and rode her bicycle. He applauded all that. When she traveled with her parents to Oakland, where he lived during the last years of his life, for Thanksgiving or Christmas, my mom remembered conspiring with him to think up things to do that would shock the ladies of the house. They were often partners in crime. One time, she said, he took her out back where there was a shallow garden pool, and after daring her to lean way over the edge to see the goldfish, he gave her a gentle nudge and pushed her in. Then he marched her back into the house with her best clothes on for holiday dinner, totally soaked, and blamed it on her. Of course, nobody believed him. Having a restless and creative mind, he also loved practical jokes, a throwback back to his childhood when he dragged the small tree into the classroom. But sometimes the jokes backfired on him. There was the time that some lady relative, a famous hypochondriac, was visiting at the Devendorf cottage in Carmel. That particular evening, she complained of having a terrible headache. Frank offered to massage her forehead. Quote, "Just sit down in this comfortable chair in front of the fireplace," he suggested, "and close your eyes." Well, little by little, as he rubbed her forehead, her temples above her ears, she began to recover and purr with contentment. The room had grown dark, and after exchanging a few good-night remarks, everyone retired for the night. Only when she turned on the light in her room did she realize what had happened. As he gave her the relaxing massage, he first rubbed his hands in the cold ashes of the fireplace. Her entire face and head were covered with soot. She may have been a hypochondriac, but she was not lacking in imagination. The next day, my great-grandfather was scheduled to go on a trip. She rose early in the morning, as soon as the first store was open, and bought a piece of Limburger cheese. Saying nothing, she watched as Devendorf put his suitcase down by the front door just prior to saying his goodbye. When his attention was directed elsewhere, she slipped the cheese into his suitcase. Well, Frank went off on this trip, and in a few days he returned. He volunteered no comments. Finally, the lady couldn't stand it anymore. "How was your trip, Frank?" she asked. "Oh, fine, fine," he answered. "Well, wasn't there anything unusual about it?" she continued. "Why," he explained, "come to think of it, something very unusual did happen. I was standing in line at the ticket counter, and somebody next to me put down a bag that looked exactly like mine. Can you believe it? When the train came to the station, we were in such a hurry that he picked up my bag and picked up his. I picked up his. Just think, I got all his things and he got all mine." Well, I can't imagine all the hilarity in the household over that exchange of practical jokes. My mom said that a big change came over the family when he passed away on November 2nd, 1934, at 68 years young. His youngest daughter, the beautiful, gifted Marion, died a year and a half later. His loving wife, Lily, simply went to bed. She couldn't handle any more sadness, and she passed away in 1940. We lost my wonderful mother 5 years ago on December 1st, 2010. It is so satisfying, however, to know that my great-grandfather, Devi, is so lovingly remembered in this wonderful community that he helped to build. His quote on his statue in the park reads, "Creation is a combination of vision and will. Vision gives the plan, but will is the human energy that builds to completion." Well, we can all be thankful as beneficiaries of his vision and his will. And I thank you again for this opportunity to speak to you today to honor my family. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful. That was simply wonderful. May we have lights, please?